What's up everyone and welcome to the club. Today we're creating a sketch illustration of a border collie. Welcome everyone and thanks for joining me today. For this lesson we'll need a sketch pen and a pencil. I'm going to start today's sketch off with this 0.7mm mechanical pencil, but I encourage you to use whatever you're most comfortable with. Now I want to begin by breaking down the basic shape and composition of our drawing before we get into the details. So let's start by sketching a line coming down the center. Starting from the very top, it's going to work our way down towards the bottom using these short lines. Now we're going to move back to the center and draw another line going across from left to right. Now I'm going to be using these two lines to help us create a large circle in the center of our page to define the size of the head. So from that center point, let's just move up to right about here. I'm just going to mark off the top of our circle. And then we'll measure this distance from the center down towards the bottom. Let's repeat that across this horizontal line. So measuring the distance from the center over towards the left and then the right side. And then we'll connect the center point of each mark with a curve to create the circle. And the circle doesn't have to be perfect. We're just using this as a guide. We'll probably come back and erase out most of it after. Let's add another guideline coming down the side of our circle. Start with the left and then the right. Now I'm going to start adding some shape to the head. Let's start with the ears. Starting from the left side of our circle, it's going to draw a straight angle line going up and then out. Do the same thing on the right, going up towards the same height. Now I'm just going to bend this in and then down on top of our circle, leaving a gap in between. Now I'm going to separate the left side of our circle in half. So find the halfway point, go up towards the top and then down. Let's do the same thing on the right. Finding the halfway point, go up and then back down. Now from this point, I'm going to step up and sketch out a circle for the eye. Let's line this up over on the right side, drawing that same size circle. Now from the inside of that circle, draw a straight line coming down towards the bottom. Let's go to the center of our circle. I'm just going to curve the muzzle, going out and then down towards the left and right side towards that inside line. And then in the middle of the bottom half of our circle, right about here, we're going to draw an oval for the nose. You can come back and just readjust the sides later. From the bottom of the nose, step down, draw a straight line going all the way across the muzzle. Now let's draw on the chin. From these 2 points, curve this down and then back up. Let's build up the neck area. Starting underneath the ear on the left, curve this around, down and then in. And we're just building up the volume of the head. Now at this stage, I'm going to go back and just lightly clean this up by erasing some of these guidelines. So now once we cleaned up our drawing, I'm going to use this rough sketch as a guide to help us layer on some more details and refine the shapes. And I'd like to start back at the eyes. So we start with the inside of the tear duct. It's going to come down and in towards a point. It's going to bend this around towards the bottom of the eye. And I just want to see just the tips of the eyelid coming out. Add some more shape just to find the edge of the eyes. Also the outside edge. Do the same thing on the right. Now I'm just going to lightly add a smaller circle in the center. Now from the outside of the eye, I'm just going to draw a little curve coming down. Just going to build out the bottom eyelid. Coming down towards a point on either side. Let's go up along the top and bring that back down. Now the fur gets brushed around the side of the head. So we're going to start from the very top. It's going to add that stripe coming in from the left and then down towards the top of the muzzle. So we're just adding a little guideline, going around and then down. Let's add a little bit more shape and size to the nose. Build this around the side, come down towards the point, add 2 circles on either side from the nostrils, and then we'll add some shape to the muzzle. Come down, you just want to round this out towards the outside. So add the lip and then the chin. Now right here, it's going to work our way around the jawline, coming down. Just going to pull the fur in towards the side of the head. And I'm just going to add some shape to the fur around the ears. Just going with some longer fur, going out towards the tip. I'm just going to bend the fur coming down the side. Just roughly adding this in. Just curving this out and then down. Let's work our way around the side of the neck and collar area. And then just fade that out. Got a little bit of fur trim on the inside and then the bottom. I'm going to go back and do a really quick cleanup before we get into the details and shading. I'm going to switch to my 0.9mm pencil to add some more contrast to our drawing. So I'm going to start back of the eyes. I'm just going to commit and darken up the edges. I'm still going to stay a little bit rough. I don't want to get too detailed with this, not just yet. We want to balance out our drawing first. Just going to darken up the top of the eyelid. And just balance this out with the right side. Now let's lightly trace out a small square on the top left side, crossing into the pupils. Now in the center of the pupil, I just want to darken this up. And then I'm just going to feather that out around the outside. So it's not a crisp line going around the pupils. Just darken up the top of the iris, going around that highlight, and then fade that down to create a bit of a glare. And I'm just going to add an edge going around the eyes. Let's brush the fur going out. So starting from the inside, we're just going to brush this out and then down. And from the outside, coming down and then in. Let's do the same thing across the top of the eye, bending this up and then out. Just working our way around the eye, adding a little bit more fur, just brushing the fur going around. Also that little stripe in the center of the head. And just working our way up toward the top. Go around the muzzle and down along the side. Darken up the inside of the nostrils. And I'm going to darken up the bottom of the nose, and then we're just going to fade that up towards the top. And this is where the highlight's going to catch the top of the nose. Also going to darken up the center. Just going to lightly brush some of that fur going up from the nose. Now the bottom of the muzzle, I'm just going to add some fur. Just going to soften up the edge, going around. And darken up the lip. Now I'm going to add a little bit of highlight in the center of the lip. Just shift it over towards the right. And we're just going to soften up the fur around the chin. Going to work some of that fur coming down the neck. You can see that I'm just pulling the fur going up along the side. So we're just working with the flow of the drawing, the character's head. Now there's a layer of white fur along the outside. And we just want to fade this out towards the bottom of our drawing. Let's go back and bring that fur coming up and then in from the edge of the head. just going to enhance the fur along the outside of the ear. I'm going to switch to my 2mm pencil and start adding some different values and shading. So starting along the side of the eyes, we have a little bit of a highlight just along the center. Darken up the inside and then fade that out. On the bottom of the head, I'm just going to enhance that fur and tone coming in. As we get closer to the end, I'm just going to tighten up my shadows in detail, and always be sure to sign my artwork, and that's pretty much it. There's a sketch illustration of a border collie. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you do, please be sure to subscribe for more videos each week where I'll show you how to draw different animals just like this. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.